Cruz blasts Raddatz for downplaying illegal alien gangs taking over Colorado apartments. This is just wrong. We all know it's happening. I just saw a video yesterday of a man who got his butt kicked in one of these apartments, and he was talking about how it's being taken over. I don't understand how the media can pretend like this isn't happening. I mean, what was that one media personality? I cannot remember her name. I want to say she was on either ABC or NBC or something like that. She was like, well, she was interviewing JD Vance, and she was like, well, it's only five apartment complexes. Y'all making it like they're taking over the entire city. like that's not a big deal. 5 apartment complex being taken over being taken over by gangs in a major city. Only 5? Like, this is ridiculous. If it was only 1, it would still be a problem. But it's 5, and they're downplaying it like, oh, y'all are exaggerating, acting like it's the entire city. No, we didn't. 5 apartment complexes is not a lot. Like, this is ridiculous. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it. We're gonna play the audio from Ted Cruz. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire. And they report that Senator Ted Cruz slammed ABC. Oh, it was ABC. Sorry about that. Slammed ABC News host Martha Raddatz this week for downplaying stories of criminal illegal alien gangs in Colorado taking over entire apartment complexes. Raddatz made, now just think about that for a minute. Imagine if it was like black gangs. let's say it happened to be black gangs coming in and just taking over apartment complexes. You best believe the police will come in and put an end to that stuff. Now, you know, I normally don't play the race card, but I'm just being honest. Just because they're illegal aliens, their local government is doing absolutely nothing about it. But Raddatz made the stunning remarks during a Sunday interview with Senator J.D. Vance on This Week, claiming that the situation was only, quote, limited to a handful of apartment complexes. Are you serious? Vance immediately fired back at Raddatz, said, quote, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris' open border? Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange, Martha, sort of interesting, because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said, rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs, he continued. Cruz responded to the interview during the most recent episode of his Verdict podcast with co-host Ben Ferguson. So let's just play that audio here. Here we go.
I mean, it's amazing that they're actually saying this with a straight face, that, a couple apartment complexes taken over by criminal gangs from Venezuela is apparently supposed to be normalized and is no big deal in America today.
It's sick is what it is. It's sick is what it is. They are so pro Kamala Harris that they ignore the regular people plights. They are so in for the Democrat Party that they allowing this stuff to happen and downplaying it like it's not a big deal when this is a serious deal. What if it was your neighborhood that was being taken over? What would you say then, Martha? Oh, would you still say, it's only a handful of apartment complexes? This is sick. These people live in a bubble and they're ridiculous, and they deserve to be chastised like she's getting for this stupid comment that she made.
So I'm actually surprised that Martha Raddatz didn't finish her questioning with, I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message.
Right?
I mean, it was pure naked propaganda for the Democrats. It's only a handful of complexes. You know, now mind you, if you happen to live in one of those apartment complexes that has been taken over by Venezuelan gangs that are controlling it and terrorizing you, maybe it's a problem for you. But, you know, I mean, we're the media. What do we care about the pesky little people that live in apartments?
Right.
They don't really matter. You know what? Martha Raddatz has a very, very nice home in D.C. She lives very, very comfortably. So not a problem for her if some little people have to deal with these criminals. I mean, what an arrogant, out-of-touch comment. Only a handful of apartment complexes have been taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and she says no big deal. Look, I think ABC looks utterly ridiculous in that exchange.
Yeah. And she's been getting blasted online for it, and rightfully so, because that's how these people think about you, though. They live in a totally different world than what we live in. It's crazy that I have to even call this out. It's absolutely no empathy for the people that are being harmed. No empathy for the people that apartment complexes have been taken over. It's just crazy. I can't believe she came out her mouth and said that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.